It's time for the 420 Radio News, covering the latest headlines in consumer cannabis, medical marijuana, and industrial hemp. Transcripts of 420 Radio News are available daily on our website at 420radio.org. Now, here's Russ Belville with your marijuana headlines in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. This is your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, November 26, 2014. USA Today purchased nearly $500 worth of marijuana and edibles in Colorado and then had it independently tested to check for potency and accuracy in labeling. The samples were tested by an independent lab because the law prohibits state-certified marijuana labs from testing for anyone but the licensed marijuana industry. The results revealed wide variation in the strength of the marijuana, even when it was sold under the same name. For instance, 3 samples of what was sold as Blue Dream, a popular strain known to give a euphoric high, tested at 13.54%, 13.63%, and 18.73% THC. The testing also revealed wide variation in the marijuana-infused edibles. Most of them were weaker than advertised on the label. One product claimed 50 milligrams of THC, but only contained 19.22 milligrams, the testing showed. Another product, a chocolate bar, claimed to contain 80 milligrams, but contained only half that. As more states and governments pass laws to decriminalize or legalize pot, the Commonwealth of Virginia is now the next state getting ready to tackle weed. A Virginia state senator will bring his marijuana decriminalization bill to Richmond this January. Quote, "This is not going to legalize marijuana. It is going to make it no longer have a criminal penalty," end quote, said Senator Adam Eben, a 30th District Virginia Democrat. He says too many African Americans are going to jail and too much money is being spent. Quote, "We are spending $67 million of taxpayer funds to enforce marijuana prohibition," end quote, said Senator Eben. Under the current law, a first offense will cost someone $500 and 30 days in jail. Senator Eben's bill would reduce the fine to $100 and would only be a civil offense, like a parking ticket. A Metro Atlanta lawmaker wants to put at least the conversation, if not the reality, of legalized marijuana in Georgia on the table. Democratic State Senator Kurt Thompson introduced 2 bills. One allows for the sale of full plant medical marijuana for people with certain illnesses. The second would allow regulated retail stores to sell marijuana to adults. Thompson would tax the drug and earmark the money for education and transportation projects. Thompson's bills would be much more extensive than the plan defeated in the last legislative session that would have allowed the use of cannabis oil for medical reasons. Thompson said, quote, "We are the 10th largest state, and we ought to have a voice and be talking about this, and we ought to be getting folks involved," end quote. The conversation about whether New Mexico should join other western states in legalizing marijuana is cranking up as state lawmakers prepare for the 2015 legislative session. Representative Bill McCamley, a Democrat from southern New Mexico, took his case for legalization to fellow lawmakers Tuesday during the meeting of the Interim Health and Human Services Committee. McCamley has yet to craft the legislation, but he's looking at Oregon as a model. Governor Susana Martinez has been an outspoken critic of decriminalizing marijuana, and control of the State House of Representatives swinging to Republicans will likely make a challenge in getting the legislation passed. School officials Monday flatly turned down a $14,000 donation from a local marijuana farmer, taking a strong stand against youth marijuana use. Quote, "We're not taking it. End of story," end quote, said Ray Tolcatcher, Prosser School District Superintendent. The donor, Randy Williams, now is looking for another local recipient. Quote, "I never thought it'd be a problem to give money away," end quote, said the owner of Fireweed Farms, a marijuana producer north of this city of 5,800. Williams' next choice is the Prosser branch of the Boys and Girls Club. The youth nonprofit will evaluate internally, said Brian Ace, executive director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Benton and Franklin counties. Next in line would be the Veterans for Foreign Wars, Williams said. While some California cities reject marijuana dispensaries near anything child-related, the Oregon city of Astoria just approved a daycare next door to a dispensary. After a litany of public testimony in support of the request, the Astoria Planning Commission approved a plan to expand Sea of Dreams childcare into a commercial storefront next to the pharmacy, a medical marijuana dispensary. City planner Rosemary Johnson said that while dispensaries must be at least 1,000 feet from schools, there's no regulation regarding their proximity to childcare facilities. Staff recommended approving the request. This has been your 420 Radio News for Wednesday, November 26, 2014. I'm Russ Belville.